Hello everyone. I hope each and every one of you who's watching this video is in the most highest vibrational frequency ever. I hope each and every one of you who's watching this video is feeling so much joy inside of themselves, man. I hope you're feeling nothing but love, abundance, and prosperity. So today guys, I don't really have much to say with you. I just want to tell you a little bit of a story about myself. It's story time. The reason why I would love to share this story about myself with you guys is because most of you do know me, but you don't really know me. You only know the perspective of myself that you perceive. So today I just want to come to you guys and just share a little bit of myself with you, man. So yeah, I didn't prepare anything for what I'm about to say here. I'm just gonna let my mind flow. But yeah, so it happened that around 2017, 2018, just after I finished my matric, I would say I had a spiritual awakening. I had a spiritual awakening where, how can I put it? My mind just shifted. My mind just shifted to a whole completely new dimension, man. And by saying my mind had shifted to a completely new dimension, how can I put it? I started to ask myself a lot of questions about myself. Questions which I would have never even asked myself initially. I started to delve deep inside of myself, try to understand myself more. Most of you know me as this calm person, calm and collected. That isn't who I was, man. Only after I worked on myself, that's the person that who I became. But initially, I was fucked up, man. There are those who know me, who got to experience that part of myself. As to some, I was just this normal dude, man. But there are who really experienced me. I was fucking crazy, man. I had a lot of anger issues, man. I had a lot of anger inside of me, and my mind was fucked up, man. My mind was fucked up. I didn't like any part of myself. And as I explained that I had a spiritual awakening. As my mind shifted and I started to ask myself a lot of questions about myself. Why did I operate the way I operated? Why did I think the way that I thought? Why was I always feeling the way that I was feeling? Why was I always having so much anger inside of me? And by trying to understand what made me to be the way that I was, a lot changed for me, man. A lot changed for me. That's where I got to learn from people like Bob Proctor, Earl Nightingale, Nikola Tesla, Napoleon Hill, Neville Goddard, and a whole lot other mystical and spiritual teachers, such as the likes of Sadhguru and more. And by doing that, I stepped on a journey a journey of awakening myself, of remembering who I really am. As everything that I thought I was wrong, man. I wasn't that crazy individual who I was. And deep down, I felt that I was this most powerful individual. I just didn't know how. Because my thoughts were not aligning with the reality which I was experiencing at that time. So then I got to work, man. I got to work on myself. I got to reprogram myself from all the limiting beliefs that I had been programmed with ever since I was born. I got to reprogram my subconscious mind from all the anger that I had been programmed with through my whole entire life, and all the anger that had been stored in my DNA. I had to start to work on myself and change myself, and to work on myself and become the version of myself that God had always wanted me to be. And by working on myself, I delved deeper into self-mastery, or should I say personal development. I had reached a point where I realized that there was so much that was wrong with me, and there was a lot of work that I had to put on myself in order for me to change myself, to reprogram myself, to reprogram my reticular activating system, to then after be able to reprogram my paradigm. And by stepping onto or delving deeper into self-mastery and personal development, as a lot started to change for me, I started to download a lot of information, man. Through deep meditation, my mind started to really be an antenna, and I started to download a whole lot of wisdom, man, straight from the Akashic records, straight from the infinite intelligence. Knowledge just started to flow in my mind like water, man. And as all that knowledge started to flow into my mind, as I had all these dreams, all these visions, and I would start to access a whole lot of information which I had never or was never even able to delve into. I started to try and share all that knowledge with everyone all around me. My family, my friends, even strangers, man. If there was, let me not say if there was, even today, if there's something that I'm so much passionate about, is sharing all this knowledge. If there's one thing that I'm really passionate about, is sharing all this knowledge, man. And at that time when I got exposed to this knowledge, I didn't really know that I was this much passionate about sharing it. I just thought maybe, since this knowledge was able to help me, let me share it with others so that it can help others. As there was a lot of people around me who were struggling, and I knew the keys to help them to awaken, to raise their frequency in order to step into a higher level of consciousness. But it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. By me delving deeper into self-mastery and personal development, by working on myself and reprogramming both my mind, my conscious mind and my subconscious mind, my reality started to change. I was able to now start to attract better things into my life. I was able to start attracting opportunities which I had never even thought of in my life. And I thought, let me share all this knowledge with everyone around me. But by sharing all that knowledge, as I was also learning more, and doing all these practices, raising my vibration, reading books. And my favorite book ever is Think and Grow Rich, guys. I love Think and Grow Rich more than any other book in the whole entire universe. So by reading, as my consciousness started to rise, I would say I started to experience a whole lot of shift between me and certain people whom I thought that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, or people whom I thought the connection that I had with them is a connection which it can never be broken, only to find out that as I raised in vibration, as my frequency started to rise, there started to be a gap between me and those that who were vibrating at a low vibrational frequency. Initially, I didn't understand that, but as I grew and stepped into higher states of consciousness, a whole lot more things started to make sense. So as I was busy sharing all this knowledge with everyone who I came across, I destroyed many relationships. I wouldn't really say I destroyed many relationships. Due to my frequency rising, there was no choice but for me to elevate higher. And as I tried to carry some of my friends with me, I learned that I can't change anyone. You can never change anyone. You can never change anyone. Only that individual or those individuals can change themselves by doing the inner work. You can just be a bridge to help them doing that inner work. You can only be a channel by giving them the tools in order for them to change themselves, but you can never change anyone. And that's one thing I thought that I could do, man. I thought I could change people as I had all the knowledge and all the keys, but only to find out that I was wrong, man. I was wrong, man. And as much as I thought that, okay, let me use all this knowledge for myself. Let me open all these businesses and attract all this money in abundance. Yeah, I did that. I opened a lot of businesses. I'm still opening more right now as we speak. But even by opening all those businesses and reaching high level of success and accumulating all this money, I still wasn't fulfilled, man. As much as I do love running my businesses, man, I do love accumulating all this money. But lately I've been having this urge, man, to share all this knowledge with you guys. I know I do love running my businesses and doing all this other stuff that I do, but if there's one thing that I really need to be honest with myself about, is the fact that I'm truly passionate about sharing all this knowledge with you guys. I don't want to lie, man. And seeing a whole lot of people struggling and not living life the way that they are supposed to be, or they are not living life to their fullest potential, it hurts me as much as it's not supposed to, but ish. I don't like seeing people suffer, man. As much as there are those who are meant to suffer and there's nothing that I can do about it, but if there are those that I can help, man, it's my purpose to help them by sharing all this knowledge to them, by giving them all these keys, all these secrets to the universe. I'm not saying that everyone has reached this level of consciousness where they are or they can be able to comprehend all this knowledge. But there are those that they are at the verge of awakening. Currently as we speak, there are those whose frequency is rising. There are those whose consciousness is rising. And I am here to help those that are on, or they are stepping on that journey of awakening. And I'm not discriminating anyone, as even those that aren't yet at this level of consciousness, they will, whether they like it or not. All this pain that they are going to go through is going to force them to awaken to a higher level of consciousness. All the pain that they are still going to experience is going to leave them no choice but for them to awaken. So as much as, please, I don't want you guys to get me wrong there. As much as I do love running my businesses and doing all these other things that I do, I'm going to start to take most of my time and start sharing all this knowledge with you guys. I'm not saying I'm forcing anyone to change, no. I am saying that there are those that are on the verge of awakening currently as we speak. There are those whose consciousness is rising. And I just want to tell you guys that I'm nothing much but just a vessel. I'm just a vessel in order for God to channel all that wisdom and all that knowledge and all that information to you guys. To channel all that wisdom to those that actually need it. So yeah, guys, that's the story that I wanted to share with you. And I hope as I'm starting to be more open with you, you will learn more about me. And by learning more about me, you'll get to also learn more about yourselves and help yourselves in order to become the version of yourself that God has actually brought you here on earth to be, man. And by that, guys, I would love to thank each and every one of you who took their time to watch this video, to just watch me explaining, telling you more about myself and just giving you a brief of why am I now being interested to be focused more on sharing all this knowledge. And I'm not saying I'm forcing anyone to change, no. I'm not even trying to change anyone. I'm just giving out all this information to those that need it. And I thank you all.